Okay, welcome back. So basically, the scientific method assumes that everything is open to debate. There are no closed topics. We can argue just about anything. Anyway, we can only do it if we have reasons, observable reasons to make arguments. So when we say something is true, when we think we're talking about a fact of life, if we're social scientists, we mean we have observable evidence to make that claim. Thus, the scientific method, is a way of knowing. And the fancy word is, it is an epistemology. There are other ways of knowing, other epistemologies. These include common sense, reliance upon authority, holding on to tradition and ideology, and seeking information from popular media sources. And on your exam, you should probably know why we do not rely upon these other ways of knowing. I believe there's a discussion of it in that first chapter. Okay, finally, last thing about the scientific method. It assumes a systematic and comprehensive approach to finding data. Hopefully you're going to learn about that next semester. And there's an assumption that large, diverse samples are going to tell us more than small ones. Small ones about, it really depends on what you're studying though. But there are definitely specific procedures for science. They're all carried out and able to be replicated. We can replicate everything that we do so that we can do it again and see whether or not it worked again. And the more times you can do it and the more times it works, the more likely you can say, hey, what we're doing here works. What we're saying here is true. It has some basis in science. And that's pretty much what this is about. You're trying to create a study that says something meaningful and something important. It adds to the social work literature. It adds to our profession's knowledge base, and that study should be something that yields results and the study should be well thought out in a logical way, and with a theory, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But basically, you're going to be creating some kind of study that makes logical sense, that is carried out systematically, so that it can be repeated. And then when it's repeated, hopefully, similar results to yours will be found, and then you can say, not only did this work for me, but it worked for other people. And that's why we can say X affects Y, or if not X affect, that's causality. When we say child neglect increases poor performance in grade school, for example, we're saying there's a causality feature there. So different types of designs allow you to make that kind of claim, that X affects Y. Those are causality studies. Other studies will say, if X happens, Y will happen. It's going to happen. We can predict it. Predicting is not the same as saying one caused the other. And we always talk about, the ice cream in the summer. I think one of you guys said it, that people eat more ice cream in the summer. Does that mean the summer caused the hunger for ice cream? Well, actually, maybe ice cream stores are only open in the summer, or something like that. Or maybe advertisers tend to advertise during the summer. So prediction is not causality. Ours is just to create a study that is logical, makes sense, and can be replicated, so that we can begin to say this is possibly connected to that. Whether or not it's connected in terms of being able to predict it, or whether or not it's a cause, we don't know. And depending on the study, we may not really even care. Okay, we'll continue with the second chapter momentarily. You get yourself bite to eat or rewind this and do it again, and whatever you want to do. Watch Grey's Anatomy.